At age 8, I knew I was going to save the world. I was blessed with I lived with Ozzie and Harriet, if that reference tells you anything. I had the most wonderful parents. And then when I went to college, I realized, that wasn't everybody. Everybody wasn't blessed in that respect. So I wanted to save the world. I wanted to help people. So I worked for a small prison. It was a low-risk prison. Those folks were on their way out. I worked with respecting the guys. They respected me, I respected them. A couple of years ago, we retired, but that doesn't leave your soul. I mean, when social work is in your soul, it's in your soul for life. So somehow, Skyline came on my phone. So I filled out the application. Immediately, Lucy got in touch with me. Hey, can you come down, have an interview? I walked in, met Lucy, she turned me over to Mickey. Oh my God, I was home. I knew that this is where I had to be. I make a special effort to speak to everybody that comes through the door. The ones that I like to spend a little bit extra time is with the people that that are on the street. So many times they're ignored. They don't have that eye contact with people. So I offer to take them around and help them if it's their first time. You just never know. You never know what somebody's story is. But I found my place here, definitely.
I was raised by my elders or my grandparents, and then one of them passed away not too long ago, and recently in January, a second one had passed. So being more concerned with how you take care of yourself and, kind of legacy, all of that started to kind of culminate. Somehow that led me to finding out about an internship to figure out how to farm. And I was like, well, even if you've got an apartment pot, you can grow some herbs and some zooks or something basic that you like to munch on, just make your own pickles or something. There's not any other urban farm in the middle of Oklahoma City that is to this scale. And that's what I love particularly about how Skyline is able to produce this. You see the farm to table initiatives, which kind of work okay. You go to farmers markets and those are all right. But that's completely different versus, some of these neighbors can show up here and get food that was literally harvested like hours ago from this very garden. And to get that kind of nutrient density and be able to get that in the middle of the Oklahoma City metro area is almost impossible. We're kind of a food desert, and we're mostly a breeding ground for testing out fast food restaurants. So to have real, actually nutrient-dense food that's produced and be able to be put out there for neighbors to get within hours is amazing.
I think it's an honor to get to volunteer at Skyline. I've always known about Skyline from my affiliation with the Methodist Church, and was really eager to volunteer here when I was in a position to do so. So I feel privileged to get to do this. The people, we're here today at an eye clinic, and it did happen like it does so often. Sometimes at the very end of the line, I get to be the person, we get to be the people who hand them a pair of glasses that they've been waiting for, and somebody says, I can see. Being a little tiny part of this magnificent organization that works so well with so many different partners. I'm just so impressed with all that goes on here.
I had retired as a social worker, or quit working as a social worker, and I wanted to keep talking to people. And this allowed me to do that, to hear their stories. And people are amazingly strong. And so many times we will be talking to people because we don't always schedule people for an eye exam, but we listen to them. Sometimes as you're talking and then they'll say, thank you for listening. No one's listened. And they have so many strengths and they help each other too.
It's really remarkable to see how it all works together. And that is something that works wherever it gets going well, that when you have a network of people working together to do their part.